got the angels running interference for me. It's warfare. All-out spiritual warfare. Complete 100% spiritual warfare. Bullets are flying. And there's just so much chaos. There's so much fucking friction that there's so much friction that it's hard. You just can't pick out the signal from the noise. You can't pick out the signal from the noise. I came up with a saying. For Gnostic Anarchy. Let's see if I can catch up. Let's see if the frame rate can catch up now that I closed that fucking tab. Da 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 ba dee bo. Binga bonka boom boom bam. Ha 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 ha. Wah 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 wah. Eeny meeny miny mo, catch a nigger by the toe. Oh shit. That's the old version. Sorry, I thought it was 1950. The new version is Tiger. Sorry. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Eeny, meeny. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think I did. I think it synced back up. Up. Sync back up. Nice. Well, fucking nice, eh? Gnostic Anarchy is taboo. Gnostic Anarchy is taboo. Whether you believe it's true or free your mind to think anew, always something you must prove. Gnostic Anarchy is taboo. I'm gonna work it out. It doesn't quite get it. It does and doesn't. It's it's a circular mind thing. So the way Gnostic Anarchy works is you do not believe something unless you are fully committed to it. In the exact same way that anarchy, in accordance to, like, as a political philosophy, anarchy, according to Noam Chomsky, is the is basically integrating the modus operandi to abolish unjustified authorities. So anarchy as a political philosophy does not inherently, in many cases, so again, many people have many different philosophies, but anarchy as a political philosophy, generally speaking, does not deny, like, scientific facts, that hierarchies, scientific, philosophical, rudimentary aspects, facts about reality. These things, it's absurd and childish, and it does not comport with a well-versed human being's interaction with reality, interfacing with reality, to outright deny basic facts. So anarchy acknowledges the fact that hierarchies are true and real. There are hierarchies. You cannot deny or avoid the fact that there are hierarchies. The Chomskyan approach to political anarchy is to abolish, and for me, it would be to continually or continuously abolish. Because the difference between continual and continuous is that continual is reoccurring and continuous is non-stop. Continually abolish unjustified hierarchies. So as it applies to the thoughts you hold in your mind, the things that you know about the way that you're interfacing with reality. Unfortunately, it is the case that the vast majority of humans in the Western world have lost their ability to interface with the third dimension in which they have all six senses operating in tandem, which is sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing, and intuition. Intuition in particular has become a taboo subject and into an obsolete sort of concept. Is that too fucking loud? Bitch. Biatch. Pew, chow, pow, pow, chow, perp, ting, toilet, don't know where that came from. Again, it's spiritual warfare, man. Sometimes a Chinese ghost will just come out of nowhere, dude. What was I saying? Okay, so Gnostic anarchy is anarchy of the mind, intellectual anarchy. Terence McKenna came up with the idea. He said we must declare intellectual anarchy. I am following in my teacher's footsteps and saying the same thing. We must declare intellectual anarchy. We must go forth into the wild west of the frontier of past the fucking prime meridian. I don't know where we're going, dude. Neither do you. That's the thing. And neither does Donald Trump or fucking Putin or Xi Jinping. None of these motherfuckers. No. Especially the boomers. Boomers and older. You fucking people are fucking out. You're out. Bye. Goodbye. You're done. Will you hurry the fuck up and die, please? You are fucking this shit up royally. Like fucking barnacles. Just get the fuck out. We need another COVID, guys, but do it right this time. Those motherfuckers survived. Fucking boomers. Jesus Christ. With your fucking all your money and your antiquated ideas about how life should be. Jeez. Okay. So intellectual anarchy, the new world, the wild west, is having the ability, obtaining the ability to interface with reality. You look around all the time, scan constantly, looking for patterns, especially looking for patterns, specifically and particularly always look for patterns. Square, circle, triangle. Square, circle, triangle. Square, circle, triangle. Square, circle, blank. If he says triangle, he's crazy. If he says triangle, he's fucking crazy. Man, triangle man. He must be crazy for recognizing patterns. Recognizing patterns is insane behavior. By the way, I didn't have anything on besides this, which hopefully I'll finish. I did not have anything on my mind, so I'm just going to do more brain drippings. You recognize patterns, and you hold in your mind the most likely scenario. What is using Occam's razor, using deductive reasoning and logic, you observe what is the most likely scenario, what is the most likely case. And I understand that there's waxing and waning of information, which is why you have to be persistent and diligent in how you obtain information. And you must never believe anything that anybody says. That is the hardest thing that is the biggest obstacle that people going into the future, the wild, wild, wild west, is going to do. You just have to let go. The fulcrum of transition that we are going through requires defying your elders. I know that I understand fully that even the Bible says, respect your elders. But the Bible may or may not have fully anticipated a world of Epstein files. The post-World War II epoch, the world order of this world could not have possibly been anticipated by the people who transcribed the Bible. And there are certain things that, I'm sorry to say, there are certain things that, and just in the exact way that the Gospels were addended to whatever they have allowed we, the slave proletariat, to study, because the fucking Catholic Church has catechisms. The Nag Hammadi Library is just as relevant, if not more relevant, to the endless fucking cacophony of translations over the centuries. You can compare the Nag Hammadi Library to the Septuagint and confirm that the translations have remained fairly consistent until a certain point, yada yada. Don't want to get into all the details. Esoterica on YouTube, who is facing he's a kind of a rabbi kind of dude, does a lot of really good work in Gnosticism. Where the hell was I going with that? And then you had the Quran, and then we're moving forward, and we're never deleting. Records are very important, especially when you have freaks of nature, bottom feeders, tongue-eating louses, tongue-eating fucking louse, bottom feeders, destroying your computer. Bottom feeders. I made my third battery. The first two failed, but I succeeded. Now I have my third battery. Trial and error, and it seems I'm using it right now. Seems to be working just fine. I think I have a lot of confidence in third time's a charm. So when you have these tongue-eating louses, oh, that feels so good. It just rolls right off the tongue. And it has this, there's this other component to it that is disruptive. It's, do I want to go, let's see what it does. And while it does whatever it's going to do, taking up my CPU, I want to keep 19, 20. Oh, it went straight. It went straight in. Nice. Hey, what's a tongue-eating louse? What's a tongue-eating louse? I don't have to say the nig word anymore. I found a tongue-eating louse is a type of parasite known scientifically as Simotha exigua, which probably is Latin for tongue-eating louse, I would suspect. It's fascinating creatures, primarily found in the mouths of certain fishes in the family of Spiridae. The louse enters the fish's mouth through the gills. Once the fish's tongue is gone, the louse effectively becomes a replacement tongue. Oh my God. Oh my, it's a symbiotic. Oh my God. This is it. This is it. Because, okay, you have the symbolism of the fish, okay. The Jesus fish, yeah. You have the Satan, the satanic thing it's a symbiotic thing. And there's no, I was having visions, whatever you want to call them, imagine, daydreams, whatever. I'm willing to bet that all the visions in the Bible were daydreams. Like, people just really hyper imaginative people. And just going, wow. You know, some people are colorblind, right? So, like purple being a shared hallucination, what's color, what? How does color blindness work? How does color blindness work? It's green and purple, isn't it? So red-green color blindness, blue-yellow color blindness. Oh. Oh, so maybe they can see purple. Well, if they can't see red, then okay. Weird. Well, never mind on that. How does the eye see purple without purple cones, rods? human eye does not have specific cones dedicated solely to the color purple. Instead, the perception of purple arises from the way our visual system processes light and color through the combination of signals from different types of cones. The human retina contains 3 types, each sensitive to different wavelengths of light. S cones, short wavelengths, blue. M cones, green. L cones, red. Blue, green, and red. But blue is short, red is long, and purple is a mixture of 2. It's not a spectrum. It does not exist in the visible spectrum as a single wavelength. Instead, it is created by mixing red and blue light, where L and S cones are stimulated. The brain interprets this combination as purple. So the brain does the fucking... and it's just like any other hallucination. Any other hallucination. Which, they're true. The hallucinations are true. They can be true. The way that a psychedelic experience works, despite the fucking evil propaganda that you've been fed, the lies you've been told, the reason you're seeing more, basically what you're seeing is more. It is trippy as fuck. Everything seems to be moving, and there's all these aspects to it. But you are actually seeing more, and you're seeing more than your brain is designed or something. And it is really sad, rather, that the idea that people must be regarded as anybody, if you're on a psychedelic or a hallucinogen and you're having hallucinations, or you're just a regular ass person who is gifted, who can trip balls without the aid of entheogens. Wouldn't that be cool? That you have to be sequestered out of common society because nothing you say matters. You know what does matter? The View. Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg. She matters. But somebody who's having a hallucination, gee whiz, don't even think about it. I'm kidding. And by the way, let's get back to the fucking point. Fully aware of the difference between a consistent, sober state of mind, okay, and perceptions that deviate from consistent, sober, and normal perceptions. I am fully aware of those differences, which is why I'm capable of fully articulating the manner by which I am being fucked with by bottom feeders, tongue-eating louses. What's a louse? Because I thought it was something you do. You delouse something? Oh, a small winglet, like lice. Yeah, okay. Louse, lice, okay. Pubic lice, body lice. Okay, get out of here. Okay, I'm done with that. Jesus. 24 minutes, okay. Gnostic anarchy is taboo. The way Gnostic anarchy works is, let's reference the hallucination content Reference the hallucination content. Mic check. If you, let's say, and perhaps the psychedelic experience is a means of training your mind to be a Gnostic anarchist. There's probably a lot of correlation between these things, because you remain a curious human being. Like, you are who you are no matter what state of mind. You're still quintessentially, you are who you are, yourself, with all your memories and all that stuff. All the things flowing into, out of, and through you. Whether you're sober, whether you're having a bowl of soup, or having an orgasm over a bowl of soup. Like on top of it, like above it, secreting into the soup. Your state of mind, like who you are, the who that you are, remains consistent. And this is true of psychedelic experiences. So if you're a curious person, which I encourage everybody to always be curious, always look at the world like, what the fuck is going on? Like, always be asking why. What and why. The 5 W's. Do they still teach that shit? We were in fucking elementary school in Texas. A pretty significant part of the curriculum. Who, what, where, when, why. You're like, I remember my 5 W's. Who, what, where, when, why. Scientific method. All this stuff. You approach the world with a curious mind. It's going to remain consistent under the influence of inebriating substances such as psychedelics. And what you're forced to do is to ask, is that what I think it is, or is it something else? My ex-fiance and I had a shared hallucination. Well, it was something, because I don't know how, obviously you can't know fully what another person's experience is like while they're under the influence of psychedelics. But we were both on the same dose. We were at the Dog Days of Summer. The Dog Days of Summer at Paradise Lake and Lone Jack music festival, and we had trekked off to a place by ourselves. So in order to sort of like have this experience, we took our chalk, she was drawing a butterfly, which was like, there was a whole fucking memory of a butterfly having like a resonant pattern with like the way that a butterfly is by design, has concentric circles. Like there's concentric or multiple spots of emanating concentric circles that when they interfere with each other, the image of the butterfly emerges, which is like, it was how she drew the butterfly with the chalk, was like an arc here and an arc there, like a wave. Anyway, that just fucking came to my mind. I was lying on my back and I saw a shooting star. I remember it. I remember it as the most vivid shooting star ever in my life. And it was like more than like a SpaceX fucking rocket. It was just a single dot of light. A single dot of light that split the sky. It's fascinating when things split the sky. You can sense the atmosphere moving out of the way or being burned out of the way. It cut like a gash in the sky. And I saw it, and I was the only one who saw it. I don't even know if anybody else at the festival saw it. But I was like, oh my God. It was like from horizon to horizon. It was like, no sound, but I was like, holy shit. Did you see that? And she was looking off somewhere else. And in the direction that she was looking, because I sat up, I was like, oh my God, did you see that? I'm like, finally, they're here. And she was looking off in the direction where it trailed off to, and there were hovering lights. And so we had this shared experience of going, what the fuck is, because I was like, what the fuck was that? And then we looked over and like, what the fuck is that? We were on very intense experience of maybe a UFO. Okay. I was so happy to have finally found out the next day, unfortunately. But and this is the way it works. You bring this out of that psychedelic experience and just apply it to your regular life. Okay? If you can be coaxed, if your mind can be extracted out of whatever experience you're having, and to believe even temporarily that you have seen a UFO, your mind can also add up more information as time goes and convince yourself otherwise. Okay? So through time, you're changing out the parts. Like, of course the aliens would show up while I'm tripping balls. That's how it works, right? You don't get to see them unless your mind is wide open. It turns out, we found out the next morning, it turns out that somebody had released lanterns, those glowing, those things, candle lantern things. You light them and they float, and they light up, and they float for a long time. If you're tripping balls, you're like, what the fuck is, you're far enough away, you look and you see, like, what the fuck is that? You don't even have to be on psychedelics, you just see a light floating in the sky, you're like, what the fuck? And it's not the 4th of July. But I quickly, rather than holding on to it, I switched it out. I was like, oh, that must be the case. Damn. I saw a shooting star and then a floating lantern. I did not see a fucking flying saucer enter the atmosphere and fucking just hover to watch us while we tripped balls talking about butterflies. You could do this with the news. What was that thing? What was the thing? Start off and start dissecting the facts immediately. Don't wait until the next day. Don't wait for more information to coincidentally or synchronistically appear to you. Go looking for the synchronicity. Go looking for the more information. When COVID started, I was, for a month, the only person in Lawrence, Kansas, I swear to God, the only person in Lawrence, Kansas, in February until March 15th, 2020, the only person walking around, looking around, going, what the fuck? There's a virus. Oh my God, holy shit. There's fucking, people are dying, walking down the sidewalks in fucking China, just collapsing on the street. They're fucking sanitizing the air with, I'm like, oh my God, what? It's Outbreak. It's the fucking Hollywood movie, man. Oh my God. And I was the only person, like, and I bought a gun and all this shit. I'm like, Why is nobody else freaking out with me, man? And then the fucking TV started saying, oh, there's a virus, that's 2 weeks to flatten the curve, blah, blah, blah. And when I finally saw everybody else freaking out and realizing the correlation between the TV saying it and them freaking out, I was like, oh shit. It's one of those. That's what it is. It's one of those. It's a fucking 9/11. It's a fucking... It's one of those. And so I was like, oh fucking, what's a virus? What is a virus? I've only ever believed what people tell me. What the fuck is a virus? Come to find out, there are no images of viruses. There's only viral particles. Go find one. Find me one. I'll offer you, I will suck your dick 5 times. I'll give you a fucking coupon. A coupon for 5 IOU of blowjobs. Personally. If you can find me an image, which would have to be an electron microscope image of a fully intact virus. Because I don't have money. I would offer like $1,000 or whatever, but I don't fucking... I'm so out of your fucking shit that I'm like, I don't fucking know about money anymore. Like, I have $1. I have $1. Literally. I have $1. And it's funny. It's fun. It's like, it's kind of funny looking. I have not possessed cash. I'm like examining it, like, there are people who get feelings when they hold on to stuff like this fucking paper. Hello? Am I still going? Okay. Gnostic anarchy is holding what makes the most sense at the highest point on the pyramid, the hierarchy. Let it rise. Let it rise into your brain and your third eye. Everything that works until you have information that shows, that demonstrates that it is not fully trustworthy. And then don't just yank it out and throw it away. There's layers. Everything is resonant layers. The most reliable constellation of ideas and thoughts are what you hold at the center of yourself. And anything else can be moved into a secondary or tertiary or quaternary, I forgot however it goes, off into the distance like an orbiting electron. And it doesn't, regardless of how much it affects, it has less significance. Okay? The only thing, again, I'll say this forever. The only thing I 100% believe to be true, that no human being will ever, can never, and I fucking debated this subject with really, really highly intelligent, high IQ people for over 10 years. In a group in Kansas City on Facebook called Christians, Atheists, Thinkers, and Skeptics. Many of the atheists in that group, I could say their names, but I'm not going to, went on to found an atheist church called Oasis in Kansas City. And then there were seminary students studying in like South Korea, and a guy who went on to he has a church in Oregon. He is the pastor, the main dude of a church in Oregon, a Baptist church. Like, really smart fucking people. And I was in there, like, having it out with them. And I went from actually being it was in those groups that I became a Christian. The pastor that I'm talking about with the church in Oregon, the conversations, the words, the exchanges led me on a path to accepting a version of Christianity, because I was hostile towards Christianity. I was in and out. Again, Gnostic anarchy. And when I found God, I was 100% Christian. I was like, I'm going to go to church, got to find me a church, drawing pictures of the cross and Jesus and all this stuff. And then I started questioning whether or not the church was the legitimate. This is in high school. Questioning whether or not the church was sufficient for my experiences of divine revelation, let's say. And then I started making fun of Christians and Christianity for a long time. And then I found smart Christians. And I was like, what the fuck? My friend, one of my best friends, became a Christian. And I was like, first of all, I was like, good for you, that's awesome. But then I kept at like our banter back and forth, the tension between him as a really smart philosopher, like actual bachelor's degree philosopher. The back and forth, I kept challenging him, and over the years, he became non-Christian. And him and his wife became non-Christian, and then I became like a Gnostic mystic Christian. Okay, the way Gnostic, so tie this all together. 42 minutes, perfect. Is the statement, you start with the statement, Gnostic anarchy is taboo. What is Gnostic anarchy? It's what I just described. What is taboo? Taboo is one of the many things that let's just define it. How about that? No. Are we gonna? Is this gonna work? Is this gonna work, or is it gonna fuck my asshole? I know I do. Thanks, Jimmy. A societal or cultural prohibition. Prohibition. A taboo is a social group's ban, prohibition, or avoidance of something, usually an utterance or a behavior, based on the group's sense that is excessively repulsive, offensive, sacred, or allowed only for certain people. Okay. We collectively, all humans know the taboos that guide the proletariat morality, which is the correct one, from above, from high above. Do not, thou shalt not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. Lying is bearing false witness, misconstruing, acting as if something is so when it is not. Cheating, far more sinister, because if you cheat at life, you're going to end up stealing someone's life, committing taboos. The people who have the most power on this earth consistently violate the most important taboos that we know to exist collectively, unanimously, as human beings all over the planet. We know about how to treat the innocence of a child. We know. We know that human life has value, and that depriving another individual of their God-given life is wrong. We also know stealing, generally, property, all of this stuff, it never went anywhere. The only thing wrong with society today, the truly only thing, is that the people with the most power are the most vile. And it has to be corrected in an anarchist way. They have to be abolished. Okay. So, approaching the world in this way, rather than just believing what they tell you to believe, what they, the liars, the bottom feeders, the tongue-eating louses, tell you, disregard it. Violate their taboo. Their taboo is to say, thinking for yourself is bad. Okay? Gnostic anarchy is taboo. Whether you believe it's true, or free your mind to think anew, it's always something you must prove. So, the statement itself draws your mind into the process, because the statement Gnostic anarchy is taboo is itself an affirmation. It's a positive statement. Okay, it's like, it is a yes statement. It's a declarative statement. And then your mind has to go, whether you believe it's true or for your mind to think something differently, you have to prove it no matter what. So this saying, which I'm going to hopefully perfect, is it is the statement, and it is it's the statement that draws your mind into the process of believing or not. So you have to read the statement, think about it, and then decide whether or not it's true or not. If it's a true statement, keep it, and if it isn't, prove that it isn't, or prove that it is. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna work it out, but I think I'm on to something here. Let's finish up with this tongue-eating louse shit, because it's tongue-eating louse. Does it have its own Wikipedia page? It does. Simothal, how do you say that? Oh, that is so weird. Okay, so you it's so weird. It eats the tongue and then stays attached, and oh my god, it's so fucking weird. So, Satan is a tongue-eating louse, because eating the tongue is taking the words, consuming the words, and then lying and misconstruing and behaving and maintaining this parasitic relationship and attitude towards the source of truth. The fish, Christ, Logos, language. Okay? Satan is a tongue-eating louse, and if you lie, cheat, steal, and tolerate those who do, you are satanic. Use your mind, man. There's this scarlet letters sort of thing going on here in this realm on this earth, and it's like a constant competition. There's a mark. So the question might not be whether or not you can take the tongue-eating louse out, but learn how to tell the truth despite it. Teach your mind how to approach reality despite having this persistent parasite that is embedded in reality. And it is. It is chaos. It is. It is here, and it's always been here, and it's here to stay. And the redemptive process, the Christ-minded process, is to redeem yourself, to redeem those you love, through language, and through truth. Persistently. Continuously. Okay, let's see if this worked. Have a good day, folks.